Go back to share will. Sure, just a second. Yeah, I'll share my screen. Okay, whiteboard I'll close. Screen share. Okay, we are on our this. So, yeah, guys. So, Shubham, Shiva, and Karthik have joined new, I guess. So, just they had basics of building a pipeline. What I'll go is I'll go to data factories. They just have the basic pipeline built.
Sir,
They
what is the passcode, meeting passcode? Like we're trying to join from the laptop. What is the passcode?
passcode. I did not put any passcode. I did not give you passcode, right? You click the link and you joined, right? How did you join?
Actually,
You gave the
yes,
passcode.
yes. Everyone is getting passcode only when we are typing that number which is in that link. Actually,
Which number?
there is a number you can see, right? You are sharing in the WhatsApp. In that link only, we can see some number actually. That's why
Okay.
same way I was done last week, but it doesn't show any passcode. But today it's showing. But now I was going through that link only. Then only I joined this one.
Who
Initially,
else
it's
you
asking for passcode.
who else used passcode to enter this meeting?
I think we were able to enter without
Yeah,
using
everyone
password.
entered this meeting with just the link
Yeah, that's the link.
because I
Yeah, yeah.
disabled the passcode.
Directly.
Only link is
Yeah,
working.
Yeah, only link is working
directly we
because
joined.
I disabled the passcode. I disabled the waiting room also. Previously, waiting room was there. I was allowing. I disabled that also. You should click the link and you should be able to join. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So this is my, you can see my screen, right? Data Factory. These are my home screen of Azure platform. I'm going into my data factories. So fine. Okay. So I'm going to my data factory. So we built a basic pipeline using one storage account only. So storage account to storage account, we built a basic pipeline. Now, what we'll do is so we have created one link service, one data set and all to create both source and destination, right? Okay. So we'll go to link service again. What we'll do, we'll create a new link service for the same storage account. So while doing it, we have something called parameterization. We'll discuss the same and we'll see what are the advantages for that. Okay, we'll go to issue data like gen 2, we'll say param ls. Okay, so whenever I am creating a link service, I am pinpointedly pointing the storage account and I am giving the account key to access it. Fine. So uh, if I don't want to, there is an option to use the same link service to hit the same type of storage account. So what we'll do is first we'll see, we'll create normal link service only. So link service, we have already one link service for storage account one. So this is a link service which is pointing my storage account. We'll see what storage accounts we have. So Archana Asset 22, this is my storage account. So we are already using a link service which is pointing the storage account. It is being connected with this using this account key. Okay, so now hmm, I'll create parameterized data sets. So while running a pipeline, when you are using source also or destination also, you are creating a data set, right? Where you are pointing at a particular folder and a particular file to copy. So the same way I'll try to create a data set. I'll go to data set. I'll say created now new data set. Here I'll say same for CSV files only. I'll say edit data like Jan2. I'll select CSV only. Then what I'll say this name of this is parameterized dataset 1. Then link service, I am using the old link service only. Okay, then here I am not giving normally. Here I use the browse button and select the folder and file. So here I am not going to select that. So I am just saying okay. So here when I come here, I should give some path here so that it will go and look at the folder or file. What I wanted to do is I want to parameterize this. Parameterizing this means I can give the details of this file path, file name and file folder path while I am running the pipeline. Okay, so I am not hard coding this basically. I don't want to declare what folder it should go and what file it should go at creation of dataset. Only when running the dataset, running the pipeline, I want to give the dataset should choose which folder or which file name. Okay, for that, what should I do? I have to create a parameter. Say I just want to file name. So we'll go level by level. What I'll say is we'll select one input data only, but we'll not select any file name. I have selected this folder, but I don't know which file to pick up when it is running. So here I have to parameterize. I created a parameter here in the third tab, I put the name as file name. So here I'll click and I'll say add dynamic content and I'll select this file name. This is the parameter here. Okay, so I have created one dataset which is parameterized, which is asking file name details whenever it is used in a pipeline. We'll see that. So, okay, so now we'll create a pipeline and use this dataset. Say one copy activity, say source, and here we have a dataset, right, which we have created with name paramds1. Okay, here whenever I selected source only, whenever I selected the dataset is asking for file name. Where should I get the file name from so that I can connect to the source and bring the file. So here I have to give the value. So for this, I have to create a pipeline parameter. To create a pipeline parameter, I have to click on this open uh, canvas area, not on this copy data. I'll click on this open canvas area, go to parameters, and I'll say new. Again, I'll say you can put any name for this parameter here. I'm just to say in sync, I'm using file name here. I created a file name parameter. I will go back to this copy data activity, and here I'll click and I'll say the value for this file name will come from this pipeline parameter. When you click here, you can see that it is sharing as pipeline parameter file name. So it is a pipeline parameter. Inside this data set, whenever you clicked this, it was saying it was saying as it is dataset file name, dataset parameter. So here it is pipeline parameter. So sync I'll select some place. Sync I'll only uh, I'll hard code sync. Now first we'll hard code sync, then one level by one level we'll go. Link service storage account only. Sync I want to put this in output data container. Okay. Okay. So sync we have hard coded it. We are directly said that it should go to output container and put the file there. But source, what we do, we have parameterized and we are saying that whenever this pipeline is running only, I want to give the name of the file name, which the file name should go. We have given the folder hard coded. We'll change that also later. Uh, but in this case, what we do, whenever the pipeline is running, it will ask me for the file name, which file name to pick up. I'll show you that. So created this data set. I'm closing this data set pages. It's a pipeline. When I say validate and when I say debug, So it is asking for file name value, right? So when I go to my storage account, I'll see what are files are there in my input data folder. So I have fixed the folder as input data only. So from that only it will search. If I say abc.csv, here what will have an abc.csv. Okay. Then it has, as soon as I given the file name, it has picked it up and the pipeline is already running. Let it run. So the pipeline ran. Then we should see an abc.csv in our output folder. We'll just check that. Go to containers, output data. Uh, this is the abc.csv file which came from input folder that 9:18 p.m. today 10th. Okay. So whenever we are running this pipeline, it is asking for file name. So again, I'll do debug. Again, is asking for a file name. So what else file? What other files I have in my storage account?
Shashank,
D.
just doubt.
Yeah.
You are passing that parameter value, right? Where we can see what is the use of that one? Where we can see those values?
See those values, sir.
I mean, that
I am. I
name,
am.
name.
Yeah. I am
Where
telling.
will?
See, I am telling you how to use the file names dynamically to run this pipeline. Going forward, you'll understand where this pipeline
Okay,
will pick up the values from. Okay.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
we may have an scenario like the file names are there in a particular text file. So from text
Okay.
file, some other service is taking up each file name and giving to this copy data activity, and it is running it. Okay, I think maybe I'll tell you. Going forward today only, we'll
Okay.
use one get metadata activity. Then you'll understand why we are
Okay.
using parameters.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here I'm running this again with def.csv. The pipeline is run. Then again, we can see that in output folder already def.csv came. So what we understood with parameterization of data set, what we are doing is we can give the name of this file name uh, while the pipeline is running. So normally what happens is what the like he has asked, what happens is whenever there is a pipeline, there would be some list of files here. So normally if you are hard coding, right, for each file we should build a each pipeline to process that file. Consider this as total processing. It is just doing copy data only work. But if you say this is a complete processing of a file, if we are hard coding it for each file, we should be having different pipeline. So if we are parameterizing this, when we are having all the file names in a particular folder, we can pass each file name into this pipeline, right? So we'll set up that there are 10 files in a folder. Each file name should come and give it to that copy data activity so that it is run on, so that it is processed using this parameterized data set. That is the advantage here. We'll see in this session only how we are using parameterized data set. Okay, so this is how we use parameterized data set. Okay, so so since you have asked, we'll do the same thing. So my files are there in which folder? Input data folder. We have multiple CSV files, right? Okay, if we dummy emp employee.csv, we have 5 CSV files in our input folder. So I'll tell you how we are using it. So we have some activity called get metadata activity in data factory. So what does this get metadata activity do? Okay, till now we have only built only copy data activities, right? It is just a copying file from source to destination. So basically when we are building pipelines, pipelines are nothing but combination of various activities. All these activities we have in this list, right? So it is combination of various activities. Okay, so get metadata activity, when you select this, when you go to settings, the first page is nothing but you're giving the name and description. You can just maintain that for what this get metadata is used. Go to settings. So we should create, we should have a data set which is pointing at just the input data folder, because I want to use all these files from input data folder to get to be transferred to a new location, right? So what I'll do is I want uh, one new data set to be created which is pointing at that input data folder. For that I'll say new Azure data like gen2. So I just wanted to copy the CSV files, nothing else than that. So continue. I'll say I'll use the storage account only. Now here I'll say the like the previous one, I'll only select input data and leave. I'll select input data. Okay. Okay. So now in get metadata activity, there are so many options. When we have selected one data set, there is something called field list option here. When you say field list, when you say plus, it comes to arguments. Here it will show me what are all uh, uh, options are there. When I say child items, we'll take each one. When I say child items and I say publish, we'll run and see what this get metadata activity is doing. Okay, this is there. What I'll do is for current purpose, I will deactivate this copy activity just because I just want to run this only get metadata. Or else this copy data activity will run and each time the file is being copied there. The waste of resources, right? So get metadata activity. I have choose child items, right? Now I'll run this and see what is the output of this get metadata activity. Okay, if I see the output, I can see that what are all the contents of the input data folder that is being given here. If you say first it is something else, there is some name of the folder is there, that is type folder. Then it is showing. We'll make it big. Okay. So here if you see, first item is with some name, there is a folder. Second item is with some name, there is another folder. Then it is finding abc.csv file. Then it is saying def.csv file. Then dummy folder is there. Dummy.csv file is there. emp data folder is there, emp.csv file is there. So that child items option in get metadata is giving all the contents details of this input data container. Okay, so it is getting all the content details. What are all these there? When I say child items, it is showing all the content details. Okay, when I say there are so many other options, right? Like exists, item name, item type, last modified. To understand a particular item, if you want to use exists, item name, item type, we have to point this data set at a particular file. Okay, or we have to give the name of a particular file. So I will not select it here, but I'll say emp.csv here. Okay, when I say emp.csv here and publish this dataset, I have given emp.csv, right? So in this get metadata activity, when I choose exists, I'll debug. So if we debug, what it will basically do is we have pointed at a particular file, right? We are telling this data set and get metadata activity. So to go and check whether emp.csv file is there in input data or not. That is what this argument exists means. So output would be true or false. It is just checking whether the file name is there or not. Okay, we'll run this. Array, or what did we use? What is coming again here? File name. Open emp.csv. 24 debug. Why is pipeline parameter is coming out? Remove this. I don't want this pipeline parameter also. I'll just see this get metadata activity. So we'll run this. And we'll see the output. When I see the output exists, I have selected the exist option, right? And I gave the file name to check whether the file name is existing or not. For that, it gave me a true option, right? So the dataset I have given employee.csv. So what it is doing, that get metadata activity is going to the particular dataset. It is going to input data folder and checking whether emp.csv file is there or not. Okay, that is output. The same thing you can see in the output of this activity, right? The output is true. Okay, the all other details are just how much time it took, what it consumed and all that you don't need as of now. You'll not be using it. It's just the details of the pipeline run. Okay, so we'll go to this and we'll see what's next. Item name. So we have selected some item. We are just asking it to see what is the name of this item. So whenever you see it is giving the same item name. So this is not kind of useful. We'll find a scenario where this is useful. We'll see item type. So whenever I have selected, it will give me item type. When I run this, it will give me CSV file and CSV it will give me. Let us debug this. Debug and see, we'll see the output. So I see the output. It is giving item type as file or folder. It is just telling me. Okay, then we'll see what more options are there. I say last modified date of a particular item. We are pointing at a particular item, particular file. It will give me the last modified date of this. What is the use of last modified date means we can find out when the file has last been modified, and based on that we can plan the next steps. Fine. So if there is some scenario where we want to see whether the file is last modified today or tomorrow, today or yesterday. If it is yesterday, it's an old file. I don't want to process it. But if the last modified date is today's date, I want to process it because it is a new file. If that kind of scenario is there, I can use this get metadata activity and find out whether the file, what is the last modified date of this. And after this, I can put a condition that the file is modified today only. Then it will move forward to processing. That kind of use case scenarios we can use this last modified date. Then we have come to size. So many times in our use cases, we process the file based on size. Whenever data is there in the file, we can see that the size of the file is more, right? So if we know that there is 1 day's whole transaction data is coming and that would be somewhere around more than 5 GB, then we can uh, find something like that. We can read the data of the file, I mean size of the file, and see that if the size of the file is only 5 GB only, then the next operation should be done. That can be used. In that cases, we can see that See, the size is only in KBs it is giving. It is 123 KB only. That's what this size is giving. We'll see structure or else column code. I think it is trying to get the column count also. We'll see. I don't think it will give me column count. Okay, I'll see the output of this. So number of columns in the file is 3. So that is giving me. Let's check what is abc.csv has. So it gave, okay, it is giving me 2 columns, but there are three columns actually it is telling, but I have 2 columns here. ABC one. That's what column count might be wrong because it will not access the contents of the file. That is the problem with this content MD5. Okay, that's what. That's how it does the things. Now we'll use the same thing. Our now my use case scenario is our requirement is there is an input data folder, right? I want to read each file from this input data folder, and I want to copy all these file one by one into a different folder. I'll create an output folder, new output data. I'll create one folder. Directory output. So this is my new folder. This is my destination basically. What is my requirement? Now I have to copy all the files from input data, not folders. I am saying only files. All the files from input data container and copy it to my in output data container. Output folder is there now. Output today's date folder is there. In that it will go. So what I'll do? So normally physically, if you want to do what you'll do, you will select everything. You will say copy. You will say paste there. It will go. But in Azure, all the system doesn't work like that, right? What we'll do, we'll ask this get metadata activity to see what are the child items of this folder. So when we select a folder and remove this, say publish, it is only pointing at a particular folder, right? Then we'll get the child items option there. Just a sec. So when I come here, if I say new item and say child items, it will give me an option to access all the child items of this input data folder. What are the child items? All in input containers, right? So I want to copy all the CSV files. Okay, it will check for CSV files. What I'll do is it is the output of this get metadata activity is getting all this, right? So we will run and we will see. So after getting the names of all the CSV files, what should we do? You need to create some activity so that each file is getting copied to a new destination. So each file means we have some activity called for each activity. Okay, what this for each activity should do, you have to connect this so that this activity can access this. Okay, you on complete on success, there is something called when you are linking these two activities, there's something called on success. When you say on success to this, when this particular activity is successfully completed only, this will move to this activity. And you need to access the output of this particular get metadata activity to use those file names in this for each activity. For that purpose, I am connecting on success. I am connecting to this, right? So we need to copy each file, right? For the same purpose, we have connected this. In for each activity, what is it asking me? In general, it is nothing. I have to give my name and description. I'll go to settings. In settings, I'll select sequential so that one file after the file will get copied. In items, what are the items this for each activity should read? it has to get the items from the output of this activity. For that, I will select add dynamic content. So get metadata one dot output of child items. Okay, it is now it is accessing the child items of this get metadata activity. Now I have to define what happens in this for each. Now till now what it is doing, it is only getting the output of this get metadata activity. Okay, it is getting after this. I have to define what should happen in this for each activity. So what is our requirement? We have to get the each of those CSV files and we have to copy it to the copy it to the new destination, right? So inside for each activity I'll put a copy data activity. Here what I'll define on source, I'll create a new data set. You can use old ones also. I don't remember the names, that's why I'm creating new ones. I want to only take CSV files, so it is using the same storage account. And here also I'll select input data folder. So files are input data folder, I know that. Okay, in file name I'll not specify. Here the file name should go dynamically whenever this for each activity is running. So for this I'll go to this data set, I'll go to parameters, create a parameter with name file name, the same we have done in the past also, right? So here I'll say get the file name. When I go to this activity, here it will ask where should I get the file name from. So where should I get the file name from? This copy data is activity inside is inside for each activity, right? So this for each activity is getting the output of this get metadata activity. So this output of this get metadata activity is containing the list of file names. So this copy activity should get the file names from the output, right? From for each activity, it should get those names. So and it should not get all the names at once. So it need to get each name one by one. So in file name, I'll click here. I say this, and whenever the data of this get metadata activity is coming to the for each, and we have put sequential, right? So all the names of 5 files which are coming here, each of them is called an item. So here we need to read each item of this for each activity and we need to get the name of this file. So we give as item dot name, right? So when we give item dot name, so in this copy data set for file name to in the place of file name, we are giving item dot name. So whenever it is giving data, taking data from get metadata activity, for each item, it will fetch the name and send it here. So for each item, it will get the source, this name, right? So sync is only one place. We don't need to change it. We have to put all the files in our output data container, CSV files only, storage account, output data container. We have created a folder specially for this. Okay. Okay. So all the files should go to that container. When I say publish, we'll run and see what actually happened. So this is a pipeline combination of activities. We'll see what will happen when I run this. So first this get metadata activity ran. It got the child items list of all items. Then each item, all the output will go to the for each, and for each will send each item inside it activity to copy that activity. There, what we have defined in the copy data activity, that will be done one after the other for each item. Let it do. One second, guys, let it run. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . 。 . . . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . . . . . 。 . . 。 . . . 。 . . 。 .
。 .
. . . .
。
So this is done. So first we'll check whether our output container had this data or not. So we got all the CSV files. We got the some other files also, but we'll see what happened here was whenever we have declared that output of this get metadata container had everything, right? So whenever that file is there, that also this copy data tried to process and it gave blank outputs here. For all the CSV files, the CSV files have been copied uh, successfully. So what happened for this? So for these empty files, what happened was, I'll tell you. Whenever we whatever we declared in this copy data, we did not check what the source is. Only for the source file name, we have said that from input data take this file name and just copy. So it did not file anything. So blank file with that name it has created in the sync. So if my source has only CSV files, then each file one by one will come and go to my destination. So here also we use the same concept of parameterization only, right? So the same copy data activity has been used to copy all the files from source to sync. We did not have uh, independent pipelines or independent activities for each of the file. Normally in previous class, what did we learn? To take a particular file, we create a linked service. Then one data set, we are pointing at a particular file. So then through that pipeline, it is picking the file and sending it to destination. But what did we do here? For accessing all the files of a container, we have used only copy data file because we could do only this because we have parameterized it here. The file name we have parameterized. Here we can there will be use cases where we can parameterize this file folder also. So the folder name will come from another source, file name will come from another source, both will come here, and then it will process, it will go and check whether in this folder this file is there or not, and then it will copy. So that is use of parameterization, and we have learned two other activities here. One is get metadata activity and for each activity also, right? So that is how parameterization is done and how parameterization is used for in data sets. The same way we can use same parameterization for linked service also. Okay, so uh, how many databases we have, I'll see, so that we can do that also. Okay, SQLDB 1. Okay, what I'll do is I'll create a, see the pipeline is there, fine. I'll go to link service. I'll create a new link service for Azure SQLDB. Azure SQL database is type of this link service. Then here I will say enter manually. So domain name, I'll have one single domain name only, which is the server of this two. I have two databases, I27 SQLDB, I27 SQLDB1. So the domain name, I'll have the standard domain name. I'll not parameterize this, but database name I want to parameterize. For link services to parameterize this, you have to come down here and create a parameter name, which I'll say as DB name. In case of dataset, we have created a parameterized file name, right? So the same thing we have used, right? So here we are using DB name as parameter, and you click here, say add dynamic content, you select this DB name. So whenever the value is passed in this DB name, this link service will go to the server and access this DB only. Whatever the name is coming in this DB name, it will go and access this DB name only. Okay, so SQL authentication, okay. The ID is admin user one, I guess. We'll see what is the ID. I27 admin, I27 ADMIN. The password I know. Okay, so all others I am not changing. And Generally there would be same user credentials for a server. It may differ database to database also, but here in this case the same server is having these two databases, and the credentials for both these at server level is same. So we are using that. I'll explain how these also can be changed with parameterization. First, let's only parameterize this database name. So I am creating a parameterized link service where database name is parameterized. Right. So we say create. Okay, here our database. This is a database parameterized one. Okay, Azure SQL database one. Here we have parameterized this. Okay, now what we'll do. So when we have created a parameterized link service, we could use same link service to access two databases, right? So we'll do that only. We'll come to pipeline. What we have to do is we have to create a data set also. Whenever you have to copy something, you have to create a data set also, right? Link service itself will not work. So create a new data set that is using Azure SQL DB. This type of data set. Here link service is what? Azure SQL database one. This is our parameters link service. Here table name we don't know because it is inside the database. Right? We'll go okay. So here we don't know the table name also. We don't know DB name also, we know the table name also. So in this data set level, we have to give table name or else it will not know which table to pick up, right? So we'll go to parameters. We'll say we'll create a new parameter at this data set level. Say table name. Come back here. Okay, and we have to create one other data set parameter for DB name also at this level. So come back here in DB name, select DB name only. In table name, add dynamic content, select table name. Now for this link service and dataset combination, we don't know DB name, we don't know table name, but we know the server name. Okay. So for all tables, you have to give the prefix as DBO only. Tables will have prefix as DBO, DBO dot table name. So when I am publishing this, now we have created one link service that is parameterized and one dataset that is parameterized. So at link service, what is parameterized? DB name is parameterized. At dataset level, table name is parameterized. Okay, now we'll try to create a here. Our dataset is the last one, I guess. Uh, Azure SQL table file. This should be our dataset. Yes, we'll create a new. I'm not naming them. I am creating an issue, right? So we'll create a new pipeline. We'll say copy activity. Here my source is Azure SQL table file, which is my parameterized dataset. Okay. So here this copy activity is asking where to get my data from. So here I'll do, I'll create two parameters at pipeline level. Here also I'll give the name as DB name, table name. So in copy data itself, I'll select those things same DB name. I'll select DB name from this pipeline parameter value. In table name, I will select table name from pipeline parameter value. Okay, so whenever I run this pipeline, it will ask for my DB name and table name, then it will take the data from there and put it in the CSV file. So sync the same way I'll create one more data set, or else you can use old ones also if you want. I'm just creating it like that. I want to put it in output folder, output data. Here only I put it. Okay. So I have sync, I have source. But source I have not declared which database and which table name. So I'll see what table is available in this database so that I can use the table name there. Yeah, it is taking logging, this much time. My IP has changed, I guess. It is asking to allow this IP. Say just allow IP and say okay, it will get logged in. Okay, so here what table I have? I have db.employee. So whenever I am running that pipeline, I can use this I27 SQL DB name and say DB employee as table name. So right when I am running this pipeline, it is deploying. Actually, we'll run this pipeline when it's deployed. And I said debug. It is asking which DB name I should get the database from I27 SQL DB and which table name I should take this file. And I say okay. So it will run. It will go to that database. It will go to that table, get the data, put it in sync. So this is running. This is run. So we go to our creative new one. Duplicate. Go to storage account. We'll see Arsenal 22 output container, output data container. Here we got our new file at 943, no 957, 956 dba.employee file. Right, we got our employee file, details of the database we got from there here, right? So just a second. If we run this again, it is asking for db name table name. Now if we want to give a different table name, we'll see what this has. So this time we can give I27 SQL DB one other DB name, and whatever table it has, we can give that table. So then what will happen? It will take data from that. So we can use the same pipeline or a same data set and link service to connect to different sources. Okay, so you may get one question. So whenever we have get this, we have created this link service. This is our link service. We have hard coded that only database will change name, but username and password are same. How is this possible? We can, if we are getting the details of username and password also from a different source and DB name also there from the same server, we can actually parameterize this username and password also, right? So we can pass these three values from runtime only. Whenever we are running the pipeline dynamically, we can pass DB name, we can pass username, we can pass password. Then using these three, this link service will go and connect this particular DB. So that can also do. We will later we'll take a use case and create this parameterized LinkedIn and link service and this, so that there is no we'll understand how it is used. Okay, so this is called this is parameterization. So parameterized is used to use these activities and data sets and activities for multiple uses. Or else, if we are using each activity and each pipeline to get to particular file only or particular table only, then we would have hundreds of pipelines built. Hundreds also will not be enough, because normal working conditions in, normal scenarios, in working scenarios, you will be having daily same pipeline would be looking at or copying different files from different locations, only because it is parameterized. If it is not there, right, similar pipelines, ditto pipelines, so many will be there that are just running from source to destination, just due to file name change. So that's why we'll use same file name, same pipeline, to move different types of files from sources and send it to destination. So that is what parameterization. So any doubts, guys, till now? Or everything looks good? Once you see the video, if you're having doubt in data set, right, when you follow the video and build your link service and data set along with this, you'll get more clarity how we are doing, where you are giving the values. Once you get used to it, because we will be building pipelines all parameterized only day in day out when we are working. Generally, if only there is one use case, only one different pipeline only, we'll use hard coded values, or else generally we are using all parameterized data sets and parameterized pipelines. The same pipeline, what happens is the same pipeline will hit on a particular file at 7 a.m. It is taking ABC file. So the same pipeline at afternoon 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. it will take DEF file. So operations done on the file is same, only the time is different. Then uh, at that time it will program such that at that time ABC file should be picked up, at 2 p.m. on DEF file should be picked up. That will work, and the same pipeline will process the whole file. That's how it works, how you can use parameterization. Okay, now what we'll do, we have today we have seen it get metadata activity also, and for each activity also. uh, so we have something called wait activity also, where you'll just put between activities. In wait activity, what you will declare is just the time it should wait to go to next activity. If you want some time to be set up between get metadata activity, can we use wildcard? On copy data activity, you're asking, Sid. We,
Yeah, yes.
yes, we'll see those details also. Moving forward, we'll see in same copy data activity. You can see that also. In source, we can do wildcard also. Here, anyway, we're doing this only. All path you can use wildcard and say star.csv, and each CSV file will be copied. We can use that also. We'll see that also in later class. Okay, we'll go one by one. Hmm. So here wait activity is nothing but you will use this activity for particular time. You will just give the time here, 20 seconds or 30 seconds. If you want the pipeline after triggering also, if you want the pipeline to run after 30 seconds for some reason, you will place this wait activity here. After 30 seconds of this activity, it will go and fetch this get metadata for each. Okay, the same way, if you want to have some gap between two other activities, you can put this wait activity between get metadata activity. You'll connect to this will take it off, and only after complete of get metadata activity, it will take for 20 or 30 seconds, it will take time, then it will go to this. Generally it is used whenever you think that this activity is taking some time to copy that file or something like that, then you want to wait, then you'll use this wait activity. Or else if you are hitting some source location, if it is not if after this it should wait for 20 seconds and then go to different activity which is hitting the same source location. If you have some thing like that, then you can use this wait activity. It is just based on time. Okay, so next. uh, okay guys, then today we'll close here. So most of you, whoever have already gone through these topics once, so that's okay. So for whoever has not learning listening to the topic for the first time, I think I'll just find out and I'll see that there is a backup class or continuation to this class tomorrow also. I'll put it in the same group. All of you can also join, but so that from Wednesday we can do regular. I just wanted to have tomorrow one class on Tuesday. Whoever has completed the topics from my first batch, they can skip also because only repeated topics would be there. So whoever is from Gopi's batch or whoever joined late can attend tomorrow's batch. All of you can join tomorrow's batch, no issue. Only thing is I'm saying that I'll make some topics continuing to this, like next some activities and some basics of data flow also. Tomorrow we'll discuss. Today we'll wrap it here. So those will activities we'll discuss and data flows we'll discuss tomorrow, so that from Wednesday we can pick it up and go everyone with the same flow. Okay.
Sir, can you upload this?
Recording.
Yes, sir. Can you share the link?
Recording, you have the access to the drive, right? You can access the drive. The recording will be there in 1 hour or 1.5 hour. You can again see the video there. It will take some
Okay,
time
it will
to
be the
render.
Gopi sir's, the drive link will be same what the Gopi sir
Okay,
has sent, right?
I'll put in that only. For today, I'll put in that also along with this batch. When it is merged, some changes have to be done tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Then we'll have a single drive. I'll put the same video in Gopi sir's drive also. You can get it from there only. Okay, I'll put there itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sasank, Raghunath here.
Yeah.
Actually, is
Yes.
there any possibility to export any single pipeline so that later you can follow it, like create some other account and import there?
You can do it, but data sets and link service might not come correctly. We can export it. Try importing it. What we can do is, I'll tell you, here we have something called export template. When we say export template, the whole of the activities will get exported. But
Okay.
whenever you are importing it, right,
Mhm.
it'll ask for you have this data set or not, do you have this link service or not. You have to create them. Then this pipeline will connect to those data sets and link services.
Oh,
Half of the job again you have to do. You can't directly import. That's what.
means all dataset and link service and pipeline, all three we can't export it and import it at the
Yeah,
same
it
time, right?
is not possible. Only template will get exported, but if I say pipeline 13, if I'm saying support files, I don't think you can import with the support files. There's something called support files, but we use the support files only when we are uh, moving to a different environment via something called Git or Jenkins. It will help you, but you can't use the support files. I'll show you what it will show here. Downloads. So you'll have these files, but you'll have these in JSON files. You can't upload this to your data factory. Only easiest way is exporting this as template. Export template you can do. I'll share you this. But if you export this template, uh, it'll ask for link services there. You have to create link service, then it will attach to that link
Mhm.
service with same name. Like it will ask for whenever you're exporting this template, right? It will check whether that particular link service is there because it is using that link service. If you create that, it will get attached.
Okay,
That's what
got it.
happens. I'll share it. I'll on the same drive. I'll put it. If you want, you can
Okay,
try. Or else, best option is if you want to learn now only, you just see the video and just build it half an hour. Just fast forward video. Just build with me only pipeline. You'll get just you get used to it. That will be better if you're learning. For
okay,
backup, if you want to
sure.
save, you can save.
Mhm.
Fine. Yeah,
Sure. Okay,
I'll
thank
share.
you.
I'll share. Raghu. Yeah. Okay, guys. Then I'll wrap it for today. I'll tomorrow's class. I'll update you guys. Then we can. I'll tell you time and it is confirmed or not. Then we can have continuation to this. What topics also tomorrow? What I'll discuss. I'll share in the same groups and all, so that you can decide and attend. Okay. Bye, guys.